Hello, welcome to Mina's bookshelf. Today I am reviewing the Council of Horses Oracle, a 40 card deck and guidebook by Sandra Wallin and Kim McElroy, with foreword by Linda Koanoff, author of The Tao of Equus. This is a brand new Oracle deck, mass market deck, published by Bear and Company. I think that Kim McElroy, and this is something that is mentioned in the biography in the back of the guidebook, actually created a sanctuary for horses. So they both believe in the therapeutic and healing power of the bond between human beings and horses. So horses have been portrayed in these cards and guidebook as a council of equine elders, offering insights straight from the horse's mouth. And I'm quoting the guidebook here. And the reason why I say straight out of the horse's mouth is that, unlike the vast majority of decks and guidebooks that feature a third-person narrative style in the delivery of the message, in this particular guidebook, the messages are delivered directly from the horses in first person narrative style. This deck gives each horse his or her own voice with harrowing first person style messages. The insights in the guidebook are always supportive, although not always easy to hear, because they face you with the authenticity and with truth, and they do not smooth the hard edges of the truth with any fluff. It's a great seasonal deck, as you will see, because of the colors. I believe that all nature decks, especially when the color palette used is very includes a lot of warm oranges, yellows, and brown colors, is very has a strong fall season vibe. So let's take a look. I found that this deck, it was really very profound, very deep, and I think it would be great also for ancestral work. So this is the two-part hard box. This is the publisher, Bear and Company, Rochester, Vermont. This is the back of the box with a preview of three of the beautiful cards. No thumbs cutouts. Yellow lining inside. This is the guidebook, very well written and quite complex, as you will see. It might have been, I mean, don't let the size mislead you. This is not one of those flimsy guidebooks that you can, easily toss aside and never get to, because you can work with the deck with the cards only. This is a guidebook where you I would recommend going and reading every time, because the messages are complex, are very well structured. But let's take it from the beginning. A brief look at the cards before I go into the guidebook. These are the backs of the cards. They're beautiful. I love this image. The deck is printed on sturdy cardstock that is glossy, so you will see a little bit of reflection of the light in the cards, and in landscape and portrait layout. And I believe that was the only way, consider that the creators of this deck used pre-existing artwork. And these borders too might not be to everybody's liking, but I think they're very functional, because they allow the creator and the publisher to create to include the name of the equine archetype and a set of keywords or key phrases here that make it easy for you to use the deck for readings on the go, if you do not want to go into the guidebook and read. For those of us who like to read intuitively, this is the usual size, not too big, not too small. a lot of decks, oracle decks usually come in this size. I'm thinking about a lot of Hay House and Rockpool decks, oracle decks. Okay, before we go into the deck, we're going to take a look at this beautiful guidebook. So we have the foreword by Linda Koanoff, the author of The Tao of Equals. I think she's the author of other 5 books written about the spiritual power of the horses. We have the table of contents. This is the foreword. Then we have a greeting from the Council of Horses. Amid the echoes of an ancient practice known as horse divination or hippomancy, live veiled whispers that beckon us to the commune with the lexicon of equals. Guidance unfurls like delicate petals, cradling the essence of a symbiotic embrace between humanity and horses. Together we trace the foot and hoof prints that wind along the trail of our shared evolutionary dance. If you think about it, horses have a strong presence in mythology, in folklore, and in divination, in metaphysical things. The hippomancy mentioned here, which is a very old system of divination that utilizes horses or observes the behavior of horses to predict the future. Things like, for example, the outcome of an harvest or the outcome of a battle. They are a significant presence in metaphysical tools like the tarot cards, oracle cards, Lenormand cards. So great subject for an oracle deck. How to work with this oracle, a meeting the herd, the card reading process, key question to ask the council. And then we have some spreads, quite a few actually. Sample readings, and then we go into the messages. For each of the cards, we have a black and white little picture of the card, the name of the equine archetype, the keyword or key phrase, 3 keys. These are additional keywords, and then a message for the humankind, a message for the horse kind, the story, my story, where the horse archetype speaks in first person, the council, which is the message for us, for the querent. So you might find the answer to your queries in this part of the message, although I would not neglect this part, my story, because you might find connections here between the story of the archetype and your own personal situation or quest. Then we have the contemplations. These are contemplation points, questions designed to deepen the conversation and prompt your active participation in finding meaning to the cards. And then an invitation, which is kind of a summary at the end. At the very end of the book, we find the information about the creators. So a pretty nice guidebook, and I recommend whether you do a 1 card pull per day or you do a spread using these cards, to look at the guidebook, because it's really a treasure of information. The other thing that I've experienced with this deck is that this deck is not only good for a 1 card pull, it's actually very good in spreads of 3 to 5 cards. You can actually formulate an entire sentence, tell an entire story, putting 1 card next to the other. All right, let's take a look finally to the cards. This is Choctaw Ponies Return to Freedom. Is the first card that I've ever drawn from this deck, and I remember it was the day I received it. I was feeling very tired, very overburdened, burned out, a lot of going on at work, and I really felt like I was losing my freedom to be myself, to pursue my passions. So it really felt poignant and spot on from the very beginning. Then we have Brambis laying down new tracks. Eco's Caverna, the cave of the horse, unearthing the creative impulse. Blue Horse, dreaming your world into being. Akashwa, your soul's purpose. Tank, worth waiting for. As you see, these keywords and key phrases are really good. Longma, leading with integrity. Wind Horses, invisible forces. You can see here actually some of these clouds are shaped like horses. This is the only one that doesn't have an actual horse in it. Rain Dancer, horsing around. Beautiful card. So as I was saying before, this is a great deck for this season. It's the palette of colors that is very autumnal. Chiron's Way, finding wisdom in the wound. The message for this card is really beautiful. Brother Earth and Sister Sea, collaboration with the dolphin here. Contrary, the importance of non-conformity. Beautiful key, beautiful concept. Forgotten Ones, out of sight, out of mind. Inspiritus, breath of life. Beautiful card, one of my favorite. Mythic Horse, unfold your own myth. Craig Horse, laughter is the best medicine. Unicorn, betrayal and forgiveness. Ambassador, invincibility of spirit. Red Bear, patience is a virtue. Ireth, letting the earth teach. So there are references to different kind of mythologies: Celtic, Nordic, Greek-Roman. Carousel, changing perspective. That's another great card. Gatekeeper, portal of change. Eohippus, the past can lead you forward. Albarak, expect miracles. Elysian, kindness lives on. Wonder, seeing the world through the eyes of a child. Beautiful card, I love it. Another one of my favorite. Arion's Protege, finding your voice. Hindbar, lifting the veil. Hippocampus, the depths of memory. Namaste, reflection of the divine. Kelpie, initiation and remembering. Alchemists, transforming reality. Concilium Aquarium, the Council of Horses, Sacred Covenant. Storyteller, Once Upon a Time. Ex Tenebris Lux, from the darkness comes the light. Grace, when hearts become whole. Beautiful. Prayer Mares, life is a prayer. Nightmare, waking up to yourself. They played with the word mare, which is the horse, and the nightmare, as we say it for bad dreams. Pegasus, flowing with inspiration. And Dharma's Path, the end of suffering. I love this card. So let's pull one to read from the guidebook. Maybe you may want to formulate a question. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and think about something you would like to have a sort of clarification about, or an affirmation, or an advice, since the messages in these decks are very prescriptive. They offer a lot of advice. They have an advice quality to them. So for somebody out there who just needs to receive a message right now, we'll read from the guidebook. What is the message my viewers need to receive? This one. Errata, letting the earth teach. Okay. Now let's take a look at the other two that were sticking out. Carousel, changing perspective. And contrary, the importance of non-conformity. So it feels like for somebody out there, this is a right time to step off the carousel that keeps going around and around aimlessly, and maybe deciding to go in the opposite direction. Do something that goes against the grain. Do something that it goes against, the usual advice, the common beaten path. Do things your own way. And let's see what this Errata, letting the earth teach, has to say. Rather than following let's say, the fashion, rather than following the flow, the direction that everybody else is taking, this is an invitation to be unique, to be yourself, to be authentic, not to be afraid of stepping off the carousel, and give your life a different direction. Letting the earth teach you. Let's see. There are no numbers, but the cards are listed in the book in alphabetical order, so we should easily find what we're looking for. So, letting the earth teach, the key words are barefooting it, come down to earth, getting grounded. Message for the humankind, remember you are all earthlings. Message for the horse kind, it is your birthright to be naturally grounded. My story. So the horse here, this archetype is speaking in first person. It is my destiny to walk the earth, hooves thundering, high stepping, and glancing across the ground. Sometimes it is solid, like the bedrock in the mountains. Other times it is soft and shifting as I make my way across desert sands, or forgiving as I lay down the rest in a field of sweet grass. It always meets me where I am. It is what holds and supports me, telling me I come from the earth, that I am earth. My senses allow me to converse with the world. The elements, seasons, and migrations are my guides. So this is an invitation to step off the beaten path. Stop following the crowd, and being a leader. Creating your own path, trusting your own intuition, trusting the message that you receive from the environment around yourself, rather than the lesson that is taught by other people. So don't base your decisions on other people's experience of that situation. Trust your own guts. I learn from everything. Stones tell me of their journeys, some traveling vast distances over terrain and time, carried by glaciers now receding. The earth reveals signs of those who have come before, the well-trodden pathways of deer, sand trails left by lynx and mouse, and a sapling oak springing to life from a squirrel's secret stash. I come across large craters created when the heavens fell to earth, and pockmarks left by the hurlings of man during their anger storms with each other. I paw at the ground, unearthing the buried sense of what used to be and of what is now. What I sense, even in the scarred places, is that the earth is still dreaming. Council of Errata. In the before times, your people lived in direct, skin-to-skin contact with the earth. This made taking a walk on the wild side a natural part of your daily life. However, these days you may live in a city covered by the pavement, in a high-rise building, or simply by office or housebound, so tethered to technology that the only earth within reach is in the potted plants at the edge of your desk. Even wearing shoes, and this is true for humans and horses, creates an interference pattern that keeps you separate from the healing fields of the earth. Like all horses, I'm an emissary of the earth, and today I invite you to walk with me. I act as a grounding rod in equine form, connecting your conductive human body to the stabilizing frequencies of the earth. Find a wild place, a park, or a single tree. Place your ideally bare feet on terra firma, on steady ground. Then walk, consciously attending to each step. Allow yourself to shake off any troubles and worries. Don't think about the future. Don't think about the past. Just enjoy the present moment, soaking in a happy dose of vitamin G and coming soul to soul with Mother Earth. Let gravity do its job, settling you into the cradle of Gaia's embrace. Use all your senses to know and learn from the world around you. Be in right relationship with the planet and all you call her home. Discover that the foundation you've been looking for and walking toward has been under your feet all along. Contemplation. So what I'm reading here is that society and the way society has evolved has conditioned our ability to trust our senses and to enter into a direct communication and relationship with nature where we come from. So it's an invitation to shed the layers of cultural and societal conditioning and getting back with our feet on the ground, like literally bare feet on the ground. Trust your senses. Trust your perception of the environment about you. In more practical terms, if you're inquiring about a specific, like mundane kind sort of situation, not so like spiritual and abstract, it's about trusting your own instinct rather than following the train where everybody else is traveling, instead of going in the direction where everybody else is going. Trust your own guts, trust your own feeling of the sense of the situation. Contemplations, and these are the contemplation points, the questions. When was the last time you let the earth teach? What did you learn? How do you walk upon the earth? What kind of a footprint have you left or are you leaving? Are you feeling spacey and disconnected from your life, yourself, or the world? If so, how can you come to ground? What are the foundations in your life or relationships that hold and support you? What do you need physically and emotionally to be fully present? Walk barefoot over and through as many natural terrains as you can, safe ones, of course. Or find a favorite patch of grass or beach and experiment with barefooting at different times of day or different times of year. Going barefoot is good for you, for your soul, and your souls, literally. So if you think about it, the horses on the carousel are not really touching the ground. This is kind of a pretend movement. It's not real. It's a way to represent a system, a way of life where you're not in touch with the reality anymore. It's illusory. It's an illusory, I don't know if it's the right way, movement. It's not real. So it's in deciding to go against the grain that you can learn to reconnect with your intuition and with Mother Earth again. Beautiful. I think the message made sense. I hope it was useful for somebody out there who needed to receive it. So this was my walkthrough and review of the Council of Horses Oracle, a 40-card deck and guidebook by Sandra Wallin and Kim McElroy, published by Bear and Company. This is a new deck. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Give me your feedback in the comment section. Meet me there with your opinions about the deck. Do you like about it? Do you like it? What do you like about it? Would you be interested in seeing me make more readings with this deck? Thank you so much for watching, and until I see you next time, many blessings.